In this video, I'd like to look back at the advice Adrian gave you about tackling the writing task that is question 5 on paper 2. You may recall he encouraged you to structure your piece of writing to have 5 paragraphs, and we're going to look at how we can use that kind of structure to plan a magazine article. The article is about a student's experience of working part-time at a music festival, an arts festival, during a summer, and its purpose is to persuade other magazine readers to think about doing something similar, perhaps to apply to work at the festival in the coming year. So we can use this structure to capture both our ideas and perhaps some of the vocabulary or language devices that we want to feature in our article. So these are the notes that you could make for each of those 5 paragraphs. These will obviously make more sense to you when you've read the article, but you can at least see that we're going to begin with a snappy title. It's a magazine article, so we need to have a main heading there. We might plan to use some rhetorical questions to engage the reader's interest. The first paragraph could look at the perhaps a humorous anecdote that indicated how everyone soon got to know one another quite well. There was plenty of teamwork, use of social media to stay in touch. Second paragraph could look at the way the working at the festival helped the student get ready for a college course. A third paragraph could highlight that it wasn't just all hard work, but there was time to relax. There were some perks to the job as well in terms of free festival passes and access to the entertainment tents. And then in the conclusion to the article, we could focus on perhaps a little bit more factual information about the different job roles at the festival, and encourage the reader to do something similar and to sign up or to apply to work at the festival in the coming year. So we can use the plan then to capture some key ideas for each of the 5 paragraphs, and then if you can begin to make notes on some useful bits of vocabulary and language devices that you might be able to use. You may want to use the acronym DeForest to remind yourself of the different devices that you could use. And then if we have a quick look at the article, we will I'll just show you how we've used some of those language devices in the text. You can see some alliteration in the title, some rhetorical questions to engage the reader's interest at the beginning. We've got some subheadings as well there. Articles will need a main heading and a subheading. You'll see here we've got a personal anecdote there, which features other language devices. We've got chinked and tinkled, a bit of onomatopoeia there. We've got a simile. We've also used a bit of direct address there. And yes, you guessed right, I did drop a full tray 1, so a bit of direct address there. Also some humour, reference to social media. It's important when you draft your article to think about its purpose and its audience. The audience in this article, for this article, mostly young people, so it's important to bear in mind your audience and include bits of information that's going to be relevant and engage your audience in an appropriate way. We've got another subheading there, and you can see in this paragraph we're using some connectives to organise ideas and to give the article a nice clear structure. We're kind of listing some key ideas in this paragraph about the benefits the student felt he gained from working at the festival in preparing for his college course. Another subheading there, and we've got a list of 3 there. And you can see in this paragraph we've highlighted some of the perks of the job. Before, in the concluding paragraph, again another subheading, we have shown a different variety of sentence structure. We've got a colon there before we introduce a list. So it's important to try and show different punctuation and sentence structures. We've used some exclamation marks at different points in the article, and you'll see here in using that colon to introduce a list, we've used another kind of sentence structure there. In using that phrase, what's not to like, we've got an example of informal language, colloquial language, and then we've got the use of the imperative phrase there. So that's a quick look back at how we can use Adrian's 5-stage structure to plan a magazine article, and on the Padlet board you'll be able to access a PDF version of this article, which will contain some pop-up comment boxes which will highlight the particular language features that are used and their effect on the reader.